They say you can't see a red flag through rose-colored glasses. I didn't just miss the red flags. I practically embroidered them into our love story. My name's Lena, and I genuinely believed I had found the one. Max was everything I thought I wanted in a man. Smart, funny in a dry, literary way, passionate about his work, and just emotionally available enough to make me feel chosen. We met at a book launch in the East Village. He was leaning against the back wall, thumbing through a copy of the featured novel, sipping what he later claimed was the worst wine he'd ever tasted. I complimented his boots. He complimented my choice of author. It felt organic, unscripted, magnetic. By our third date, he was cooking me handmade pasta while jazz played in the background. By our third month, we were practically inseparable. We'd lie in bed at night, sharing the dumbest childhood secrets, the scariest adult fears. I felt seen, deeply and truly. Max never interrupted. He remembered things I'd only mentioned once. He'd text me in the middle of the day to say he'd heard a song that reminded him of me, or that he'd just seen the word serendipity and smiled because that was how he felt when we met. It was the kind of intimacy you think only exists in movies, or maybe in the books we both loved. The thing is, that's not an exaggeration, because Max was writing a story, and I was the main character, but I didn't know that yet. About 6 months in, things changed. Not dramatically, not enough for me to say, something's wrong, at least not out loud. It was subtle, like the way air pressure shifts before a storm. He started getting more distant, not in a neglectful way. He still made time for me, but the emotional texture shifted. His eyes didn't soften the way they used to when I walked in the room. His laughter felt rehearsed. His phone was always on Do Not Disturb. And the weirdest part? The fights started. Before that, we'd barely argued. But now, once every few weeks, it was like something snapped inside him. He'd pick apart something I said. Or he'd claim I was being cold or distant when I wasn't. I'd get upset, and he'd just watch me, like he was waiting for something. At one point, I actually asked, "Are you writing about this?" Half joking. He laughed and said, "You think too much." But the seed had been planted, and it was growing. It was a Tuesday night, rainy. He was in the shower, and his laptop was open on the dining table. I wasn't looking for anything, I swear. I just sat down with a glass of wine and the curiosity of someone who no longer trusted her own instincts. Then I saw it. A Google Doc titled, Notes for Alice, Narrative Draft Phase 7. My heart stopped. Who the hell was Alice? I opened it, and what I saw unraveled everything. It was a script, a full-blown document, structured like a novel draft, with scene numbers, emotional arcs, character tension curves, and even test results. The main character's name? Lena. Me. Lena is responding well to the breadcrumbing. She's confused but not pulling away. Slight increase in anxiety, exactly on pace with Scene 6B, conflict over dinner, Scene 7C, elicited tears, powerful moment, document reactions, follow up with calm reassurance to reset baseline. Final act, reveal Alice, trigger emotional collapse. I couldn't breathe. I kept reading, pages and pages of my life, annotated like a case study. He wasn't just writing a book. He was orchestrating it. Our relationship had been engineered from the start. He had been manipulating me, intentionally creating moments of affection, pulling away to increase my emotional dependency, gaslighting me to provoke reactions. All of it. For realism. I wasn't his girlfriend. I was material. Then I got to the end of the document. Alice arrives in NYC next week. Gallery opening is the perfect final scene. Lena walks in, sees us together, climactic heartbreak, real, raw, visceral, might submit to festivals. He planned to debut me like a prop in an emotional snuff film. That was the night something inside me died, and something else woke up. I didn't cry. Not that night. I copied the entire document, sent it to myself, printed a hard copy, and hid it in the one place I knew he'd never check, the back of the laundry cabinet behind a stack of mismatched socks. Then I smiled. He thought he was the writer. But I'm the one who controls the ending now. I played it cool. I kissed him goodnight, told him I loved him, thanked him for dinner. He looked smug, like he was already savoring the final act. Over the next few days, I became the perfect girlfriend. I cooked for him, laughed at his jokes, let him think I was slipping deeper into his narrative. He had no idea I was outlining my own. For the first few days, I just observed him, carefully, quietly, like an actress who knows she's auditioning for a role that already belongs to her, even if no one else realizes it yet. I started replaying every moment of our relationship with new eyes, the love notes, the weekend getaways, the flowers on Tuesdays, just because. He wasn't loving me, he was crafting me. He was collecting reactions like souvenirs. And now, he thought he could end the story when I broke. But I wasn't going to break. I was going to rewrite the ending. Here's what I did. First, I reached out to my best friend, the one Max had subtly distanced me from over the months by calling her toxic and drama-prone. I showed her everything, the script, the annotations, the final scene. She cried. I didn't. Then I called my boss and requested remote work for a week, told him I was dealing with a personal issue. He agreed immediately. I was thankful, but I didn't let myself feel too much. I had too much planning to do. Max had been building up the night for weeks. He said it was a soft launch for a photography series a friend of his was curating. He wanted me to come, of course, but I told him I had a work deadline. Totally fine, baby, he said. No pressure. He wanted me to show up late. He wanted the drama. I waited until 8:30, then I got dressed. Not in my usual soft neutrals or jeans and boots. I wore a blood-red dress, the one I'd been saving for something real. I curled my hair, winged my eyeliner. I looked like the version of myself I had almost forgotten existed, the one who didn't play supporting roles in anyone's story. I arrived just before 9 p.m. The gallery was small, industrial, overly hip. Max stood near the front, in his stupid vintage blazer, sipping wine and talking to a girl with long auburn hair and soft, smug eyes. Alice. I stepped inside. I saw the flicker of surprise in his face. It was quick, almost imperceptible, but it was there. He didn't expect me to look like that. He didn't expect me to walk in with my head high, shoulders back, calm. He walked me, smiling tightly. Hey, babe, you made it. I tilted my head. Of course I did. Wouldn't miss the climax, right? Alice turned. Something. She looked confused. I didn't wait for Max to speak again. I pulled a small envelope from my purse and handed it to him. Your manuscript, I said. I made a few edits. Then I turned to Alice. Hi. I'm Lena. I'm the woman he's been using as emotional scaffolding for the last 9 months while preparing for your relationship. Did he tell you that? That I was the final collapse in his outline? Her face paled. Max stepped forward, panic in his voice. Lena, what are you doing? I looked at him, for the last time, taking back the ending, and then I left. He tried to contact me, of course, dozens of times, texts, emails. A handwritten letter slipped under my door. One of them started with, I never meant to hurt you. That line made me laugh out loud. He said the project was a metaphor, that I had misunderstood it, that I had been the inspiration, not the subject. I didn't respond to any of it. I didn't need to, because the best revenge was silence and thriving. In the months that followed, I didn't find another man. I didn't run off to Paris or shave my head or start painting abstract self-portraits while chain-smoking on a balcony. What I did do was slowly rebuild the most important relationship in my life, the one with myself. I moved out of the apartment we shared. I signed up for a writing class, something I'd always wanted to do but never made time for. I started journaling every morning. I took myself to breakfast once a week, phone off, just me and my thoughts. I laughed louder. I cried harder. I felt more. I still wear the red dress sometimes. Not for a date, not for attention. Just because I like how it reminds me of the moment I chose me. Max may have written the beginning, but I owned the ending, and it was damn good.
Subscribe to the channel and like this video.